Go.
Look at a guy like Ilia that can grapple. He hits like a 170-pounder, and he has a strength of about a 155-pounder. The only thing is his size zone is small for 155. He hits harder than Islam, I'm telling you. He hits harder than almost every 55er there. It's because a lot of it's genetic, but his technique is legit along with his genetics that God gave him. He could win the belt, I'm telling you, and defend that belt. He could do some rock star shit at that weight class. Well, he'll beat like a guy like Gagey that just won. I think he would flatline Gagey.
Yeah.
He'll put Gagey in a coma. I think a guy like Chandler, he'd walk through.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that are in the top 5 that he'll walk through. You know, Islam's gonna be obviously the toughest tester, but if I'm being honest with you, I'd bet the house on Ilia. That's just me, though. You know.
Yeah.
Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev is the most hyped fight now since Khabib and Conor McGregor. With Topuria moving up one division up, it is a real question who will walk out as a winner from that fight versus Makhachev. Ilia Topuria is the real danger.
Ilia Topuria. He said, you know what? I want to go up to 155 pounds, fight the #1 contender, and then if he wins that, then he fights Islam. I think that's good, brother. I think he deserves.
I think if he move up and he beat somebody like Dustin Poirier or Charles Oliveira, he's next. Why not? Because there is nobody.
So you don't think right now Ilia deserves a shot at 155 pounds?
Without fighting in 155? Without? No, I don't agree. Because Islam already give chance, and people talk bad about like, oh, he fight 2 times with Volkanovski, but UFC pushed this fight, and this fight was good in first fight. But why Islam have to give 3 times chance for 145 champion? Why? It's not fair for 155 pounds.
Right.
But if he move up and he beat somebody like Charles Oliveira, of course. You know what I think?
Yeah.
I think he can beat him.
Yeah.
I think he can beat him.
I like Charles, but I think so too.
No, I think Ilia can
His boxing is tight, accurate, and smart. Not just wild power shots, but well-timed, well-placed combinations that hurt. And when he smells blood, he doesn't hesitate.
Can Ilia catch him? And he's stoic till that happens, you know what I mean? He is on task and he doesn't, you know what I mean? He'll go, even if things aren't working, he's still going to try and find it. So I think Islam's going to be a tough matchup for him because Islam can be quite defensive and safe. I think he's going to know he needs to play it safe with Ilia because he knows Ilia's going to have that puncher's chance. Then later rounds, you know, it's going to be very difficult for Ilia. Ilia can, if he puts hands on anyone, like if he traps them, you know, gets them where they don't want to be and lands a nice big shot, it's going to be game over. You know, I mean, he can knock out anyone, even in the lightweight division. I felt it firsthand. Like, well, I didn't feel, actually, I don't remember it. But
Islam's southpaw, and then I think Ilia Topuria is orthodox. Islam's going to throw that body kick, and are we going to see Ilia Topuria catch a kick and actually run for a takedown and start grappling with him? I highly doubt it.
Islam being a southpaw. With Ilia's style, with a southpaw, a lot of your shot selections and everything changes with a completely different stance. I will say this, I feel like he's a lot more effective on orthodox than southpaws. I'll say that.
What people forget is that he's also a legit black belt on the ground. He's not just some brawler with a good chin. Topuria can finish you standing or tap you out if you make a mistake on the mat. He's aggressive, but he's not reckless. Confident, but not stupid. There's a difference. And Topuria walks that line perfectly.
If I could pick Ilia versus Islam, I would pick that. That would be such a sick fucking fight.
I will be okay with that. Move up and be the first one to submit Islam.
If it was up to you, if you could choose, who would you want him to fight next?
Islam. So, like I said, you've got the best boxing, I believe, in the whole division. You know, all divisions, not just one, all of them. So that would be an area I'd be foolish to want to, you know, try to go up against boxing for boxing. That's not a smart move. It just would be like if Ilia decided to go submission for submissions with Islam. That's not a smart move on his part either.
I think if he made this with 27 years, he fight Borg, he fight Holloway now with Lamb, finish him, not knock him down, you know, because the great thing, he go in the speciality of his opponent, no?
Yeah.
If he can finish his Lamb, wow, I think this is very epic.
The only person that really did the most with him was Khabib, and at the end of the day, the longer you grapple with Islam, the worse it's going to get. So it's all strat, right? And how you approach it, how your fighter approaches it, and you know, what mistakes you can correct while the fight's going on.
Islam Makhachev just came out and he said that he's not vacating the title and he's going to face Ilia Topuria. I want to know your opinion and who you got winning that fight.
Ooh, that's a good fight for the fans. I think if Islam Makhachev can take Ilia Topuria and nail him to the ground and work his ground and pound and his submission, he has a good chance to win. However, if Ilia Topuria can time Makhachev and hit him, because when Topuria touches you, it's everything he touches, it's going down, you know. So it's a very interesting matchup. It's a fight for the fans, and there's a lot of different outcomes that can happen. It's not always the best fighter that wins the fight. It's the fighter that fights the best, and it's a fight that I really want to see, and I don't know who's going to win.
Now here's the question everyone's asking. Can Topuria's power and explosiveness break through Islam's control, or will Islam shut him down like he's done to everyone else?
I honestly think Ilia would win that fight.
Let me get your breakdown of that fight.
I'm going to actually go against, I think, what most people say, and I honestly think Ilia would win that fight. I think his like stature is going to be hard to take down for Islam, and I think if those two are standing, I just think that Ilia is a way, way dangerous guy standing, and I just can't really see Islam like hurting him because his guard is real good, and I think Ilia will win that one.
But Islam is patient. He doesn't rush. He finds openings others miss. If he gets Topuria down early and makes him work off his back, that could completely change how Ilia fights. Pressure adds up. Mistakes happen. That's when Islam shines.
Ilia Topuria is a cool guy, but I kind of disagree. Well, I know for sure Islam Makhachev is not afraid. I'll tell you this, as a person that's a friend of Islam, a person that's known Islam for years and years and years, he's not afraid of him. So while Ilia Topuria may strike some fear in most, or some, Islam's not afraid of him. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, like, neither is Justin Gaethje, neither is Charles Oliveira, neither is Dustin Poirier or Michael Chandler. Those guys aren't afraid of each other. They're fighters.
Islam hasn't faced someone quite like Topuria before either. A guy that small, that explosive, that confident, with one-shot finishing ability and real ground game credentials.
Ilia Topuria said, "I'm coming in and I'm going to stop you, Volkanovski." What did we say? It's Volk. Volk has been tearing through that featherweight division. Nah. And he went out there and did it. And then he turned around and said, put up the BMF, arguably the greatest featherweight ever, put Max Holloway up, and I'm gonna stop him. And you know what we said? You crazy! You ain't nothing. My man Max just went up and stopped my brother. Justin, ain't no way you gonna do your thing. And you know what Ilia did? He went out there and he stopped him. That's statement after statement. Those are back-to-back former pound-for-pound kings or potential pound-for-pound kings. So, if he wants to move up 100%, I support it. I support it 100% because it's fight Volk again, which he's already done that, or it's fight Diego Lopez, which of course I want to see that eventually, but I just feel like Diego Lopez needs one fight against one top legend in that weight class to really let people know I've arrived.
Islam Makhachev might have 3 fights, including Jack Della Maddalena. That right there is where our energy should be spent as Islam fans. How in the world does it feel like another dominant champion may be saying it's about time? Why? He's young. He's the world champ. He's dominating. He's getting an opportunity to become a double champ. Why? I think that we are in a time right now in fighting that for me as a fan is very sad. I don't believe for a second though that it's going to change. But when they all start to walk away, it's sad for the fan. But Islam only has 3 fights. It's scary to me because I know, knowing these guys, the only saving grace right now is that someone else is saying it for him and he has not said that himself. If Islam comes out and tells us, I've got 3 fights left, we should all go, man, we got to lock in. We saw Khabib do it and he never looked back. That should be worrisome to us as mixed martial arts fans. We have so many more fights that we want these guys to fight. We want to see him against Jack Della. We want to see him against Usman, and we want to see him against Ilia Topuria. It's crazy.
And Islam, for all his dominance, isn't untouchable. That's what makes this matchup so exciting. It's not just about who's better, it's about whose strengths can actually show up in the fight. Because if Topuria can keep it standing, that's dangerous. If Islam gets it to the ground and keeps it there, that's a long night for Ilia. So whether this happens at lightweight, at a catchweight, or somewhere in between, one thing's for sure. This isn't just another champ versus champ fight. It's two unstoppable waves crashing into each other. Who could win in this fight? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.